Is that you? Maybe without the sound effects. Do you have elbow pain? Now, very commonly people call it tennis elbow, which is this side, but I'm also talking about golfer's elbow, lateral epicondylus, medial epicondylus, blah, blah, all these fancy science words, okay? If you guys know me, if you don't, I'm Evan. I'll be your exercise therapist today. I'm here to solve your pain problems. So, elbow pain. It doesn't matter what side. I know, physical therapy, they're gonna get really mad at me. However, the rehab process is 100% the same, because what are you gonna do? Just strengthen one side of your arm? That doesn't even make any sense, okay? Now, warning, watch the end of this video. I'm gonna show you the secret technique for elbow pain. It's not what you think it is, okay? But before we begin, if you have elbow pain on both sides, that is not tennis elbow. That is almost 100% a lack of innervation or mobility in the middle of your back, which leads me to the secret technique, okay? So, if you have elbow pain, the place to start is between your shoulder blades. You guys have seen me doing this in videos, the thoracic extension, okay? Here's the easiest, best way to do it. Grab a foam roller. If you don't have one, I'll sell you one, $17.95 plus tax. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that foam roller right between my shoulder blades, okay? Now, it's super, super, super important that you do not unlock your lower back and arch, okay? That is not thoracic extension, that's lumbar extension. So what we're gonna do instead, depends on your neck strength. I'm gonna show you this one. Hands behind my head, my neck's relaxed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck my hips, suck, tuck, and squeeze. If you don't do that, do my core power series. Here, I'm just going to relax back. I'm not stretching back, I'm relaxing back. I'm not forcing it back, I'm just relaxing, okay? Relaxing. You're saying, I want a huge movement. It's not a huge movement. It's not, it's just not. Hold, come back. Okay, relax. And you do that all the way up, all the way up, all the way until the very top, okay? That is the secret technique for elbow pain. You've got to have a flexible mid-back. Okay, with that, let's go into the specific techniques. Before we start, the most important part of any technique in any rehab, anything, is releasing, creating myofascial release, making space, okay? If you go straight into the stretching, you're only gonna stretch the muscles that are available, not the actual tight ones, okay? So for tennis elbow, here's the thing. The elbow does not have a lot of stabilizers in it. It actually has none. So that always means it's either coming from your forearm and wrist, or it's from your bicep, tricep, and shoulder. So I'm gonna show you the release techniques for your forearms, for your biceps, okay? Be careful on this side of your arm. I had a client once, he had tennis elbow, and the massage therapist dug in here and he literally crippled his arm for like 6 months. So be careful on that. The odds of you doing it yourself are pretty low. So we're gonna start with this. We're gonna release this side of your arm. I'm not gonna use fancy science word because hashtag who cares. All right, so I like to use a foam roller for these. These ones are a little bit tricky, okay? I'm gonna cup my wrist like this. Very important because I don't want my arm to be supinating and pronating. I said I wasn't gonna use fancy words. Anyways, so I'm gonna push down into the foam roller. I'm gonna cup my wrist. I'm gonna come up onto my knees, okay? You can't tell, but I'm driving weight into that forearm and I'm gonna go back and forth, okay? Oh my God, mine is pretty tight. Anyways, so I'm holding my wrist so it doesn't move. I'm going back and forth. Now, a lot of us, we're gonna find that spot, hold it. 3, 2, 1, back, okay? Now, that's technique number 1. Good. All right, technique number 3. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who does this, but I'm gonna show you my other arm. I'm gonna put my arm down, okay? Yes, we wanna release these muscles on our forearms. They're very hard to get to on your own. So what I did is develop another technique is I'm gonna take this arm and I'm gonna literally smash my other forearm with my elbow. That's right, so I'm here and I'm smashing this forearm with my elbow, and then I'm gonna take my elbow, I'm gonna go side to side. And if you can look, if you see my hand, like claw hand, okay? That means you're, yes, using the right muscles. I'm gonna go back and forth. I might hit up towards the wrist, coming through here. Now, same thing as the other technique. I'm gonna pin, and then I'm gonna rotate, and rotate, and rotate, and rotate. And those are the 2 forearm release techniques. Then we'll move into the arms. Remember, tennis elbow, if it's not your forearms, it's your biceps and your triceps. Releasing your biceps on the foam roller is a bit tricky. However, it's not impossible. What I like to do, honestly, is, I'm gonna turn this way, is I'm gonna go thumbs down and I'm gonna put my bicep on the foam roller. You gotta have your thumb down because if it's not, you're gonna hit the middle of your arm. So my thumb is down and I'm gonna literally press here and I'm gonna roll, okay? Now, if you wanted more pressure, you could lift up and drive in, right? I'm pretty good right now. You don't need a ton of pressure. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way up into my front delt, which is this part of your shoulder, releasing that bicep. Now look, if you can, turn your thumb in your hand all the way. See that? All the way over, and I'm gonna roll that bicep, ho buddy, okay? Next one is the triceps. So the triceps are gonna need a lot more pressure than the biceps, and using the foam roller, you actually get a lot of pressure. I actually really like using the foam roller, okay? So you're gonna kind of square up. I'm gonna do my left arm so you guys can see. So I'm gonna put it right at the bottom of the elbow, okay? I'm gonna take my other arm and I'm gonna put it on top. You gotta use the other arm to smash. So that tricep tendon, oh my God, it's really painful. That's what you need to release. I'm telling you, that's almost the culprit every time. So I'm gonna be here, my arm is down. I'm just gonna roll forward. I'm gonna try not to cry on camera. It's really tight. And I can go, look, I can go all the way into here and all the way into there, okay? And I gotta smash. Woohoo, buddy. That one is pretty tough. The last release technique is we're gonna go for this rear delt and this lat. It's very unlikely that that's gonna be what's causing the elbow pain, but it does have this fascial train into your triceps. And I notice a lot of guys, or sorry, women also get tennis elbow, is they have these internally rotated shoulders. They don't have such great overhead mobility, so the lat release is gonna help a lot, okay? Go thumb up, okay? Right on the back of my arm, my thumb is up. Can't really see it on the camera, but that's fine. And I'm gonna come through here, and I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna roll. Now, very importantly, I see this all the time. People come forward. You don't want to go too far forward into the pec minor, right? You want to stay back, but you also don't want to go too far back. You say, Coach, how do I know? Because you're going to feel it, okay? Right here, I feel that trigger point. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to roll back and forth, back and forth. Nice job. You're saying, hey, Coach, I have no idea. I can't remember all that. Well, I will write you a custom program. Only cost you 150 bucks. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to review real quick without showing you the techniques. Maybe we'll flash them up here on the screen. First is the T-spine extension. You're laying down and you're opening that middle back and you're stretching everything out. You're preparing the thoracic spine for all the release techniques that we're gonna do. Now, the release techniques, nothing fancy, right? Front of the arm, remember that one with the cross fiber, okay? This part of your arm, I guess the back, doesn't really matter how you look at it. I'm gonna smash, I'm gonna get a lot of pressure, I'm gonna release all the way up and through there. Okay, then you have your bicep roll, right, which is kind of tricky with a thumb down. You could also use a massage gun, which is pretty good. And then you got your tricep smash, the one I almost cried on, right, with the tricep here, and I'm pinning, and boom. And then last but not least is the lat roll, just for kind of like general like sake to make sure you have good overhead mobility. You're gonna be rolling it through, okay? You say, Evan, is that gonna fix my tennis elbow? It might, however, most of the time we are gonna need to go into a stretching series. A stretching series with tennis elbow, before I end, has a lot to do with wrist mobility and bicep and tricep extension. Not a big fan of these static wrist stretches, and I'll explain why in the next part.